Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. I am your host, Karena Calhoun, your expert life strategist, and I'm super excited because we have another amazing episode for you all today. I am super thrilled to have on the show with you another. I don't like to say guest, and I think we talked about that in a previous episode. I don't like to say guest. We have another member of the family, of the Go Be Great family, our community that we are growing by leaps and bounds, folks that are coming on and sharing all that they love. And today is no different. So today we have on the show Lauren Petrea, and I'm super excited about this. So Lauren, how are you doing today?
I'm well, Karina. Thanks for having me. Thank you, listeners, for listening to us.
Absolutely. And I absolutely love your smile because it just comes through as authentic, and it comes through as, listen, I've got something to say and I really want you to hear it. So, Lauren, where in the world are you?
So I'm in Houston, Texas.
Okay, I love it. So I've been to Texas before. I've been to Houston once, many years ago. I remember it being extremely hot.
It is very hot. It is very hot from May to September.
Wow.
It's really hot right now. A lot of
Wow.
mosquitoes, a lot of mosquitoes.
Oh my goodness, I could not stand it. I'm from the country though, so I'm accustomed to the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
But honey, let me tell you, that is not my cup of tea. My mother used to drench us in what is that? It's by Avon. I forget the name of it,
Insect
but
repellent.
it has insect repellent in it.
Okay.
But it was Skin So Soft. That's what it was. I think I'm aging myself,
Yeah.
but that was something that she had bottles of it because we were out, we would go down to the country with my family, and listen, you had to have something on you. So, Lauren, tell us how you are loving on the world around you these days.
So I work in a school district. So I'm an executive director in Albion ISD, which is one of the largest school districts in the country. So we serve 62,000 students. And every day I get to make awesome decisions to serve our community, to serve our teachers and students. And it's just been a dream of mine to always work in the field of education. And I moved up the ladder in a very traditional way. I started as a teacher, and it's just been really great to work with people. And I love your podcast title, Go Be Great, because you can be great in so many different field, career, in life. And so that's what I get to do.
I just want to highlight something really quick that stood out to me
Mm-hmm.
immediately when you began talking about what it is you're doing these days. You said, I get to make these
Mm-hmm.
decisions. A lot of people don't say that. They
Mm,
don't say, I get to. They say, I have to do this or I have to do that, almost as if that you've decided, we're saying you as in the metaphorical people, you've
yeah.
decided to go into a specific field or career, whatever the situation may be. But then it sounds like when we say this, that it's like teeth being pulled. But you have a perspective that I absolutely love. I actually did a social media post recently saying that as related to goals, that we get to work on goals, and that's what changes your mindset. So I really want you to just pause for a second and talk about the fact that you get to
Mm-hmm.
do what you absolutely love,
Mm-hmm.
because that is a game changer, Lauren. Oh my goodness.
And that's why I'm here today, because so when I have friends or people I know that reach out to me, they're in their 30s or 40s or 50s, and then they reach out to me because they say, I'm not sure if I'm happy in my life. And you seem so happy. Do you have time to do a 30-minute conference call, or do you have time to meet me for a cup of coffee? And I get to talk to these people in my mind who have great education or have made a lot of money, but they're just not happy. And one of the things that I've learned, because I'm a researcher and I love to research, is that When you ask people who are dying in their deathbed, and what is your biggest regret in life? Number one thing people say is that I didn't get to spend enough time with people I love, right? It could be a relationship that you didn't pursue. It could be your children that you didn't spend enough time with. But the second thing is, I did not follow my dream and my passion. So people chose a career just because either it was convenient or they felt like they didn't have the opportunity or that they were not qualified, whatever the reasons were. And I think that in life, you really have to choose something that you really want to spend your time and energy into. And it was not easy for me to choose education. I skipped 2 grades. I was accepted to college when I was 16. I have 2 bachelor's degrees. And then for me to go to my mom and say, I want to be a teacher, it broke her heart. She really thought that that was the worst decision I'm going to make in my life. And I love it. Love being a teacher for 10 years. Love my students. I still keep in touch with so many of them. And I became an administrator, moved up, and it was because I wanted to keep having more reach. I wanted to make a greater impact because making decisions to help others, that's what drives me every day.
So much to unpack here. And unfortunately, we don't have enough time to unpack everything that you literally just said in a matter of moments. So I know I'm going to be inviting you back to the show. I already know that without a shadow of a doubt. And you are literally speaking to my heart because this is something that I am so passionate about. And to know that there is someone else like you on this battlefield, linking arms, I am literally getting chills. Someone who is authentic. I mean, I resonate with so much of what you said. It is absolutely amazing. And so when you think about, or when going forward, when I think about someone in the thought leader space, your name pops up in my mind now.
Oh, thank you.
Because this is absolutely what people need to hear. And I just want to emphasize, and I want you to talk about this a little bit. You're saying that you're in a career that you're not displeased with, that you're not looking to start a side hustle, a business, or anything like that, but you're in a career that you're absolutely in love with, and this is how you're loving on the world around you. So, it takes that type of love to say, I want to go on a show that is about empowering, inspiring, and educating women, specifically in the entrepreneurial space, but just women, period.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing. So just keep talking. I mean, I'm probably going to interrupt here and there because there's so much literally like bouncing around in my head, but I'm loving this. I'm loving it.
Well, so one of the things was, my recent conversation with a girlfriend, she graduated from Stanford. She makes a ton of money in this company she works in. She's in New York, but she's not happy. And she hates going to work. She's not in a relationship. She said dating is really hard. She doesn't own her house. And she reached out to me and she said, I need help. Like, I need somebody to help me navigate what to do next. And when I asked her this question, so I said, what does success look like? Because for some people, success means a lot of money. Some people, success means title. Some people, success means having opportunities to do things that you want to do. And so we talked about that. And then we really broke it down to what is that she wants to do? What are you doing today to get to your goal? And I think it's so important for people to think about that, because it doesn't matter if you are making a lot of money, if you're not happy doing what you're doing, because number one killer is stress. So when you go to work and you're not happy and you're not in a happy working environment, that's going to impact your health. And if you don't have good health, then really, I mean, that impacts the quality of life you have. And so, when people think about education, first thing I think people think about is not making a lot of money. And that is not true. So I'm also a best-selling author. I have a book. You can make money by doing other things. And for me, money is not the number one goal. I don't need a lot in my life. I'm happy with having my home and being able to travel here and there and being able to go out to here and there. That's important to me. For me, is really doing the work that makes an impact. And when I was a teacher, I really wanted to focus on making sure that my students learn to be a good person. You know, what's interesting is now when you ask students, what do you think your parents care about? Students think it's about getting A's and not about the learning process or being a good person. And that's so interesting. Or being famous, that's very important to them. And when I was a teacher, I focused on making sure that the students are doing community service project. And what's interesting is I did it just because I wanted my students to be good people. And ABC 2020 actually somehow found out that this is what I do. And they did a story, and it was aired, called The Greatest Gift. And it was all about me working with my students on doing something and giving back to the community that we serve. And I just thought, we need more people out there making a difference, because it's not about me, right? The life does not evolve around you, but really showing kindness and really empowering others. And that was the reason why I wanted to come to your show, Karena, because your podcast focuses on helping people. And there are people that are not sure where to start. And like I told you, your last episode, Uncovering Your Perfect Purpose, you talked about you have to take action. You can listen to it, you can read about it, but you need to do something about it. And I love that, because you're giving people that positive feedback and then saying, you can do it. We can all do it.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So I do want to just kind of backtrack a little bit. You spoke about being a best-selling author. So give us the title of the book, where we can get it, and just give us a little snippet of it, whatever you want to share on that book, because I'm invested at this point.
So I always thought that I am not important enough to write a book, but I always wanted to write a book. And it could have been a children's book or a book about helping parents navigate school system, or even teaching parents your rights. Because as an educator, I get calls all the time from people saying, you know, my child is struggling and the school is saying this, or, you know, my child has been sick and now I'm getting letters like this. And a lot of parents don't know their rights and what are some of the questions they can ask. So I felt like I'm doing the same thing over and over again with just different people. And then I went to USC, and one of my professor, who's my dissertation chair, she is writing a book, and she reached out to me and she said, Lauren, do you want to collaborate on this book? And the title is Fearless Female Leaders.
Oh my goodness. Be still my heart.
And she wanted people in different fields, people doing different things, people in different, age, demographic, to write a story about being a leader in your industry. And what does that mean? And what challenges you had to overcome? So my chapter, I focus on really my life as an immigrant. I came to the United States when I was 9 years old. I didn't speak any English. I did not know American food.
You. Oh my goodness. Well done.
Thank you. And I had friends that their parents could just pick up the phone call and get a recommendation from Ted Kennedy or get an internship at the White House, because, I lived in a small town where parents were very educated and well connected. My mother was washing dishes at a Korean restaurant. I did not have a PTA mom. She did not have any, connection. So everything I had to navigate, which meant I asked a lot of questions. I had a lot of smart friends. I surrounded myself with people that could really help me. So my chapter talks about the hardship I overcame. And one of the things that I talk about, which was very hard in my book, was when I was 13 years old, my mom made the decision to go back to Korea because she could not financially support us, because she couldn't get a job here, right? Because of the language barrier, the skill set. And we lived, so I'm talking about my brother and my stepbrother and I, we lived in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment And I took on the parent role at 13. So I was responsible for cooking, cleaning, making sure that they do their homework. And I'm the youngest, by the way. My brothers are older than I am. And it was my job to do the grocery shopping. I didn't have a car, so I had to walk back and forth. All of that. So I've been on my own since I was 13 years old and have not lived with my mom since then. And my father passed away when I was 9 years old. So single mom, remarried, and my stepdad is a great man, but they had to do what they had to do to financially support us. And so the book is on Amazon. I had to let my mom know that I am going to talk about this because that's the truth. That's what happened. And how I navigated, my career in the United States, and just kind of playing the mom, the sister, the nurse, the cook, all of that at a very young age.
Wow. Oh my goodness. How amazing the resilience and the fortitude, honestly. But all of that, I would imagine, has built confidence that no one can take from you. I mean, it's not the superficial confidence at all. It's knowing that when I decide to do something, I can do it. That's what exudes from you. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and it's really, when you look at successful people, even successful students, number one is grit, right? So people who don't give up, it's getting back up, right? So you look at superstar athletes and they're so well disciplined, but they're not always going to get on the team that they want, or they're not ever always going to win every game, right? But it's about getting back on the court and doing it again. And that's how it is in life, right? So people that give up, those are the people that are not going to have those opportunities. And so when I was 13 and I had to cook and clean and do my schoolwork, all of that, the hardest thing was when I was sick, there was no one to take care of me. And I just had to push through. Or, navigating middle school and high school is hard, especially as a girl, right? Because I was not the cute one. I was not the tall, skinny one. And not everyone's so nice to you. And I didn't have a mother that could have that conversation with me where she can say, it's okay when a boy doesn't like you back, or it's okay when you're not invited to these parties. I had to just deal with it. And part of that made me I think I'm way more mature than people my age. Um, Probably identify myself with people a lot older. But the other thing was I was able to be more wiser, because when you have to take care of yourself and take care of your family, it makes you grow as a person.
Mm, My goodness. Lauren, I am definitely going to be reaching back out to you in the coming months because this is something that, and it's not necessarily just about your story, but it's the depths of your story. It's the depths of what you have to offer the world at large. I mean, this is absolutely phenomenal. I am so happy you decided to come and share all of this with us here because we need to hear this. We need to hear this. There's so much in this. Any last words of wisdom that you want to leave with the audience?
Take care of yourself. Um, One of the best advice I got from a mentor when I was trying to navigate my next career move, he said, don't listen to other people, listen to yourself. And that always stayed with me because everybody has a different experience, different perspective, different definition of happiness, but ultimately it is your life. And take care of yourself, as in, your heart, your time, your energy, your words. I think it's so important to be a good person and love yourself, and then really make decision that you will be happy to push through with. It's okay to ask for people's feedback, but ultimately it is your decision.
Absolutely. I love it. And tell us one more time, Lauren, how we can get that book and what the name of it is.
Yeah, so the book is called Fearless Female Leaders, and you can buy it on Amazon.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Lauren, thank you so very much for joining us again today on the show. This has been absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, be looking for that email because I'm sure I will be asking you back to the show at some point or some other type of collaboration because this is just, I am brimming with happiness right now.
Oh, right back at you, Karina. You have been such a sweet, great listener. Your organization with just the feedback back and forth. So much respect for you and what you're doing for the audience.
Thank you so very much. I absolutely love hearing that. It does help on days where I have to push and
Mhm.
press. But I love talking to folks like you. So, folks, this has been another great episode of Go Be Great with Coach Karena. I'm your host and expert life strategist, and I will see you all on the flip side. Bye for now.